Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
We're here for the ECAC Week 2 Trios Build Finals of Fortnite.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
As I was talking about, there were a bunch of new things happening. Especially, well, I say add.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
Chapter 7, Winter, Season 7.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
All that fun stuff, the Infinity Blade, it's coming back. I am so excited.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
Fortnite as a competitor has evolved so much from back when it
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
leagues like this one for competitors to play. And that's such a great thing to watch.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
Over the years, Fortnite of course has done a lot itself to make this as it is.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
Yes, they do all that stuff. But without the community,
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
it wouldn't be possible to have as good of an esport as they do.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
In current Fortnite, I think it is so different.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
Might be in for a little bit of a struggle as they try and switch back to
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
into game today.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second. Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second. Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second. Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second. Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
And we are getting into game one right off the bat here.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
Is clumsy as they head towards.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
As we are searching for something exciting to spectate.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
Ross, Mike, who seems to be landing at this building right near the hot air balloon. It is being heavily contested. There are players everywhere in this location. Getting a gun fast is going to be crucial as he picks up the semi-auto AR, but gets knocked by Gooners immediately, as Gooners had a shotgun and he did not. We now spectate Wave, who is in the terrace, getting those shield barrels immediately to get that health up. Getting shot from the side though, building to protect themselves. Not really sure where the bullets came from, and not with great loot. Wave is looking just to get out of there quick as they get cracked out of nowhere and are just trying to get away at this point. Material is always a big part of build, as if you can't build, you really are just already doomed from the start. And an epic chest here for Wave should get them some exciting loot and a decent amount of shield right off the bat here. As you gotta remember, in build, there is no overshield. So, you're taking permanent damage that you're gonna need shield pots to get back immediately instead of that 50 overshield there that you can kind of rely on in zero build. Wave here running a coastal path, gather their loot, remembering to also get crucial materials. The difference in materials shows and always crucial in a game of builds. The difference between metal and brick could be life or death at the end of a game when you're trying to turtle through. The slurp truck here will give Wave full shield immediately, which is she might not be here. She might not be here.
No, I know that. I was just not. I was across the room. Like your Fortnite's doing that, or YouTube's doing that? Is OBS working correctly?
Chat, we are back. I apologize for our technical difficulties. We are here spectating, not Wave. Jackson is crashing out just a little bit right now, but we get into it. What is a great stream without a little bit of technical difficulties? Wave here, currently on the edge of the map. Zone not moving in yet, so... Oh wait, Zone is moving in, so they do have to start to rotate, but they are alone.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steel to the last second. Because I would absolutely just hold my steel to the last second. Because I would absolutely just hold my steel to the last second. Because I would absolutely just hold my steel.
Zone at Latte Landing with a decent loadout. The gold pistol, an extremely underrated weapon, as it can get that high damage at close range and shoot extremely fast, but it is a hit-fire gun. It is not good to hold down the trigger on that, and it would be a struggle for some teams to use. It is an interesting choice, of course, but I think it's a fun choice. Something different, something you don't see every single day. It's not your normal AR or anything.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steel to the last second.
Gadash here just getting instantly killed as Blind Marks and Gadash go down to Chunk Wall, Risk Dolphin, and Arl. Chunk, Rapid, and Arl here. Just coming out of that fight so strong, looking to have full shield and great weapons. And getting those early kills are good points early on. Good positioning on the edge of map too, as they can wait out anybody rotating late from Sandy. They are deciding to move here. Maybe trying to play a bit aggressive to get any points, as Arl is just getting beamed out of the air. Shield completely gone. Their team having their back though, equipped with the mini shields, and are already having big pots. That health will be very easy for them to get back. That's kind of the beauty of the wingsuit, is you may get beamed out of the air, but if you can just get away fast enough, and with the speed of downward diving in the wingsuit, you are put in such a good position. Just kind of waiting now. And we've been 6-7'd on chat. We knew with the release of the 6-7 emote, it was gonna happen eventually. though, a very fun emote coming out early here. Our old Chunk Walrus and Rapid just kind of hunkering down right now. Not looking to play too aggressive, get those placement points in. As we have 27 teams remaining so far in this game. Of course, we started the game with 33 teams, as you do in trios. And every team should really focus on just getting their materials up.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steel to the last second.
Is the ability to turtle and being able to turtle fast. Oon here, who seems to be in a conflict, just looking to pick shots where they can with that dual SMG loadout, looking for high damage as fast as they possibly can. As they just look to get the build, and they get a nice little beam there. Just kind of waiting to try and pick the shots here is what we see Oon doing. Not wanting to waste too much ammo, as this early in the game, ammo could be a real problem for some teams. Especially one running a loadout like Oon's doing, with the double SMGs both taking up light ammo and shooting extremely fast. Don't want to waste it that much. As we see this trio begin, they just try and rotate in towards the center of zone a little bit quicker. They head right to a bush. Always being careful to make sure that bush is not being camped, as that is one of the most common strategies today in all of competitive esports, is the simple bush strat. It's been around for years and years now, and it will continue to be around as long as bushes are in the game. Both Dolphin and Oon just getting back up the full shield here, as they took a few tags early in the game when receiving that supply drop. And now just continuing to play conservative in a box, just in zone, not really wanting to rush anybody. The chance of going out early is not something these teams are looking to do, as they are looking just to hunker down and get as many placement points as possible. Of course, this leads to a hectic endgame though, as when you have so many teams in such a small zone, especially in these mountainous areas, it leads to fast eliminations everywhere. And that SMG with the speed it shoots is going to be so good at breaking down builds. Also added today, the Sovereign Shotgun making its way into the competitive loot pool. It is a decent shotgun while being outclassed by the Iron Pump in certain cases. The pump always being the best choice when it comes to build. But we haven't seen it in a very long time, not since Absolute Doom, almost 2 chapters ago. It's a very fun shotgun. Having it added today does add just another question for these competitive players, though, as they...
Because I would absolutely just hold my steel to the last second. Because I would absolutely just hold my steel to the last second.
Try to move into zone. Playing extremely cautious, as Darkfire just goes for a little beam, getting a decent amount of damage before getting shot themselves. Darkfire choosing one of the more passive strategies to get their loot by fishing. Again now, using this Sovereign Shotgun, seeing a lot of players use it makes me wonder how well it adapts to this competitive loot pool. Darkfire just waiting for their opportunity here to kind of seize their moment and maybe pick off a kill or two during the rotation into zone. playing on the edge of zone to try and keep a low profile. But still, getting shot at is their team, as they just are kind of pinched in between this team and having to get into zone. They're gonna have to make a move sooner rather than later, with zone nipping at their tails. Of course, players everywhere. As we see that zone start to shrink, we are in such a populated part of the map that players are gonna run into each other no matter what they do. Storm Surge now coming into effect. We see Darkfire and their team here just below, really needing to get a bit of damage here and there if they don't want to take damage themselves. And there's that damage as they just start to pick players out of the air, getting almost 250 damage above that threshold. Now we see Darkfire rushing this bush. As we see, they also have the electric gun, a gun that does so much AoE damage in their inventory. That is a shock gun to see added in competitive, as they decide to switch it out for that wingsuit right away and try and make their way into zone. Blix, their teammate, picking up a kill during that rotation. We see them just trying to retain that threshold for damage, as everyone is trying to get above that Storm Surge threshold. They are really having to play aggro in this game right now. As we see players take that damage from that Storm Surge, we get down to 23 squads, 60 players remaining. Aura is getting knocked, but Blix is right there and says, I got you. You're coming back up. And a nice little peek here through the stairs by using an editing technique from Darkfire as they begin their rotate around the mountain using that wingsuit. Of course, so quick but so dangerous because it leaves you open and exposed in the air. And again, Storm Surge comes into effect with Darkfire and their team once again being below it. Though only 1 point, it should be an opportunity for them to get above soon, as they are just bouncing back and forth between the two before they're finally able to stable out about 50 damage above. They're going to need to keep getting a bit of constant damage though if they want to stay above that Storm Surge point, as we see just Classified Canyon being ravaged now by dozens of teams in there. And this is where the difference in material starts to come into play, is how strong is your turtle? Of course, metal being that strongest material, players are gonna watch out for it, as they might not want to rush a structure as strong if they can't break through the builds as quick. Now Blix and Aura is just trying to get back up in health as Darkfire sends it to them. They did remain above Storm Surge by almost 200 damage, luckily. We now switch to Faker here, as they are just picking shots out wherever they can with the quick edits in and out of their cone. This team of Aura skins here are in it to win it. They're just again waiting for that moment to rotate. And off they go, just out of their silo with the wingsuits. Look at the amount of people wingsuiting into this game. This zone is just covered in color as that wingsuit smoke fills the air. 50 players in this rotating zone is insane. Still 21 teams remaining. The key here for a team is just stay together. Power in numbers, as if you can just get shots off together, you are more than guaranteed that kill. As we see Napster, Arsh, and Faker here well above that damage threshold, but still going for kills as they are just raining shots down on this opposing team. And this is where we're really going to start to see teams dropping like flies with that zone being so small and rotating. Every team is going to run into another team on the rotate, and we're going to see those players with wingsuits have almost nowhere to land. As Zeal here just stands in the air, shooting anybody that they can, and gets a nice little crack there on somebody wingsuiting in the zone. The high ground here is so crucial, as it just gives you that little bit of breathing space. Concord Maroon is just up top, and they are not letting anybody up onto this high ground, as it is just a way for them to get easy damage off on players. Again, we see the difference in material being key here, as when Sky Basic would have been so quick to shoot out. As we see, Zeal, while going for a beam, gets beamed by somebody else and has to stop and kind of just gather themselves and take some meds real quick. Their team there, of course, of Rexy and Bebot just taking shots and watching Zeal's back. Again, holding that high ground. Running low on mats, though, down to 29 builds on these moving zones is not a lot. As we see Zeal start to head down here to avoid fall damage from being shot down. Being left with 11 builds here, but keeping that high ground, allowing them to just not worry about their sides as much, as other players are having to waste their materials by tunneling, like we see Arsh doing right now, covering every side of them, even doubling up on the bottom to make sure they don't get beamed from anywhere. This rotate being absolutely deadly as we are down to 25 players in this zone. Players are having to go into zone like we see Arsh do now just to get past players. And there are people absolutely everywhere. Again, we see some of these teams, their key is staying together. As we see Arsh just take a lot of damage and get knocked because they were running low on materials and the size of the zone. As Napster Fankiz take out Arsh and their team. Styosaur just trying to rotate in, holding this building well, not having to use their own materials. Smart, as they only have 4 builds. Styx, though, getting beamed and down from Champo. Everyone here struggling with this rotate, as we have 4 teams in this zone. Gets down Syken, but struggling to get over the fence and trying to rush into zone here. That Siphon coming in crucial for Champo. Zeal, once again, just trying to hold a high zone, has a lot of builds in the zone, which is absolutely crucial, as they are just able to rain down and knock Azuri. That SMG destroying builds so fast, it is perfect for it this season. We have both Concord and Akron here, 2 extremely strong teams in this zone going at it. As the quick edits up here, means Zeal is taking damage. And it looks like the game ended.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steel to the last second.
Just able to take out Zeal.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steel to the last second.
Looking to make a surge towards the top of that leader.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steel to the last second. Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
So small with so many players, so many teams just trying to get those placement points this week.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
Catch up to our front runners.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
Turtle, it just kind of can't just eating these very chaotic enemies, as we saw.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
Players, something that is most exclusive to pro lobbies.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
Rexy there, just getting that.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
Which is a very big win for Concord.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
But they are able to start to close that gap.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
Game 2 should be exciting. We will see if...
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
Aggressive. Instead of wait like they were towards that end game, as we saw the...
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
Took off on some of those rotates. I mean, if you just shot into the sky, you were going to hit somebody
because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
The smoke they put out, I mean, it was a rainbow.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
Teams, of course, are looking to play more conservative this week. Last week would have been the week.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
Now teams are just waiting. They're going to try and wait until they can seize.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
Maybe one of the front runners can be that surprise breakout star.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
Game 2 also a good opportunity.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
And Concord trying to just separate themselves, secure themselves as they are.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
Teams that are in the lead are just going to want to make sure they are securing themselves in those top places.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
Personally, I think that this is something.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
As we can really see some teams that nobody was expecting to try and make it.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second. Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
Seeing though that sovereign shotgun, because it was being picked up by everybody.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
Has not been in Fortnite in a very long time.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
As it adds just another very good shotgun. Maybe it builds slightly.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
Slightly worse than your iron pump. It's just a solid shotgun to you.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
It just still has that bit of advantage as the amount it hits is so much.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
It's killed me in games instantly. This is one of the very few pumps these last few years of Fortnite.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
And I mean, we don't see that often anymore, and I'm glad that they allowed a pump to do that this season.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
He can sway fights, especially in zero. One lucky 200 hit.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
I mean,
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
it just makes it so much more exciting.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
I think the tax also a good choice though.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
I kill a player just out of nowhere, not really giving it.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steal to the last second.
Running there kind of crazy. Then that tax is a good choice for you because
Because I would absolutely just hold my steel to the last second. Because I would absolutely just hold my steel to the last second. Because I would absolutely just hold my steel to the last second.
I don't know if we've ever had one that shoots that fast. I think
Because I would absolutely just hold my steel to the last second.
season is great. I love seeing all these SMGs players are using. I think it's a great choice to kind of.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steel to the last second.
The AR in that slot for that range damage, but with everyone playing so conservative and getting down those.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steel to the last second.
That SMG just makes a difference between that and the AR when you're trying to just.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steel to the last second.
And that again is where that disparity in mass comes out.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steel to the last second.
I mean, you want to be set on metal.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steel to the last second.
It just doesn't seem to cut it with SMGs people are about carrying around.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steel to the last second. Because I would absolutely just hold my steel to the last second.
Players are just so
Because I would absolutely just hold my steel to the last second.
ready for a fight at all times. It seems like everyone's on the edge of their seat, just waiting for their moment.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steel to the last second.
Pick off another team. We see people just kind of hiding in boxes.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steel to the last second.
And then just boom. They are shredding them so quick. Everyone is playing really for those placement points, just making these games really interesting towards the end. Because I think that turns it into anyone's game, really. It doesn't matter if you're one of these top teams, because if you have 3 teams shooting at you, I don't care how good you are, that's just the end. Players just really playing for that placement points. They really are just trying to get up as high on that table as possible. Teams really, this is the most interesting loadouts I've seen in competitive Fortnite in a while. I haven't seen much difference in that AR shotgun movement heals. So them carrying the SMG I find so interesting because it's not a gun that we see a lot. It's more one of those weapons where I feel it's almost a luxury to have over an extra heal or second movement. Because you would think a player would rather carry a second stack of impulse grenades or another med kit in that end game. Instead of that SMG, but just the way it shreds builds is insane, and it is perfect for this season as it is such a mountainous terrain that players are able to kind of knock players down and get them stuck in zone while they try to get in and get that damage off, because players are having to really conserve materials. We saw a lot at the end of that game, players running very low on mats, and we saw the successful players having mats. Just a team being able to hold on to those materials is crucial, even if you got to kill for those materials. I think the choice not to carry the IR here is really interesting, as when you're in that large zone, it can absolutely be a danger to you, because you could get beamed from far away from something like that Enforcer, which does so much damage immediately. I mean, wow. If you get hit a few times from that, you're just dead. And if you have an SMG instead of an AR, you can't really fight back on it, because we've seen people using this Deadeye assault rifle from over 200 meters and getting knocks and kills with it. You can't shoot that far, especially while aimed well. You might hit maybe one shot for 3 damage. You ain't gonna get a kill. And that's where that wingsuit does come into play again, because you can just get that quick rotate in or rush on somebody, as long as you protect yourself while heading up in the air, as those seconds that you were there charging it are you're so open, and you can take so much damage from it if you're not careful, as we saw in that one game. That team of Aura is just sitting in a silo almost, waiting for their moment just to boom out, having themselves completely covered to make sure they don't get beamed while going up. That is the biggest problem with the wingsuit, but I think it balances the item so well. I just think if you're gonna use the wingsuit, you do have to make sure you're protected. It's a perfectly balanced item. I very much enjoy it. I really just, I enjoy this season a lot competitively. I think it's one of the best competitive seasons we've had in a long time. It feels so balanced, and it also feels like you can carry whatever guns you choose to. It doesn't matter if you are waiting or if you're trying to fight from range or close range. You could really do so much, and I love that. I think it is so exciting that you don't have to have that set meta loadout. Of course, you're gonna have to carry your meta items like the wingsuit, but even then, like I said, it's a balanced item. It allows you to move fast, but it also gives an opportunity for you to go out like that. I think if you're looking to counter the wingsuit, the Enforcer is a great choice. Just getting those headshots as they head up in the air, it would do so much damage. And I think that just makes things so balanced. Like I was saying, you can carry an SMG this season, but in past seasons, that's not felt like something you can do. It's felt like that's something that is more, like I said, a luxury. Or, well, maybe more of a struggle, because you probably do want to carry those extra meds or another form of movement. It's something that's really fun, and that adds just better aspect, a better feeling to competitive for me. It's an opportunity really for that more casual player to try and grind up the ranks and maybe want to play ranked more, because they're like, oh, I can use the gold pistol, I can use an SMG. It's not I have to use the Deadeye assault rifle, the iron pump, grappler's impulses, and medkits. You could do so much, and that's so fun. We saw in that game at one point, I think from fishing, a team managed to get the electrifying taser gun in. I'm like, oh wow, that could be so good and competitive. No, I don't know if that may have just been a visual glitch or if they actually had it, but that's something in casual which I think would be broken and competitive due to its nature of just hitting builds and players at the same time. I think players really should enjoy themselves this competitive season because I think it's one of the best seasons to do that. Going up in the ranks isn't as much of a grind or slog as it has been in past seasons. As we begin to get into Game here, Game 2 should be exciting. It should be competitive. We should see some fast, quick, good matchups. I don't think people are going to play as conservative as they have been. I think this is the point where players are going to say screw it and go early on and look for those kills. They're going to try and take that opportunity to get up in health. They're going to try and get those early points, which I think could be really crucial in the end game here, as it really, I think, is something that is going to separate these teams with how everyone is playing. I think we are going to see teams that maybe have been towards the end of the leaderboard up there because they are choosing to just play safe, play conservative, as we get a fantastic shot of the battle bus here, and all these players jumping out as we wait for BPC Grimes to make their drop. And in we go. Now we go to NSD here, who's choosing to land at Treetop Terraces, just on the edge of the map, somewhere where it is kind of underrated as a spot. I mean, you get good materials, decent
Because I would absolutely just hold my
players landing there. It looks like this team is the only team that landed in Tip-Top Terraces. They just immediately get to looting, because they know if they really want to, they need those kills, and they need them quick. NSD here showing that the preferred weapon of choice for a top player is that iron pump shotgun and Deadeye assault rifle. But as we see, picking up that SMG, just again another interesting choice.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steel to the last second. Because I would absolutely just hold my.
And we see Zins here, Frostbite already knocked, and just trying to pick players out with, again, that SMG from the air, and being able to rush it as soon as they realize that player didn't have a shield. They are ready to make that move with the wingsuit, as it just is such a fast form of movement, though they have seemed to have lost track of the player they were chasing. Checking bushes and stuff. They don't want to leave an ounce open for them to be able to just get shot in the back. We're getting an interesting little visual glitch here, where meds are massive, and it's such a fun glitch that really just, for me, defines Fortnite. It has been such a fun competitive game. I really feel like anyone can enjoy this season with the way and how balanced it is. Now Wonky Land being a fantastic drop spot, in my opinion, as there's so much loot and it's so open, as we see that electric gun out of a chest, meaning it has been added to the competitive loot pool. Another interesting change. And I'm wondering if we see any competitive teams just try and carry that into the end game and take the opportunity, as we see Zint here again carry that pistol, really seeming like those quick firing guns that can break builds, being a major choice for teams this season of competitive. Again, making sure they're stocked up on mats. Zin just trying to get max wood here, while also keeping a decent amount of ammo. Crates, of course, popping off with that shield.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steel to the last second.
Ready. Not wanting to really rush into anything.
Because I would absolutely just hold my steel to the last second. Because I would absolutely just hold my steel to the last.
Here we see Avs just trying to hunker down Classified Canyon, as this was the ending zone last game. It's so interesting, as they just want to make sure they're in, they're safe. The basement here being a great opportunity to just kind of catch a team off guard, to somewhere they can get materials. I mean, max metal, max brick. Look, trying to break through their turtle, because that thing is going to be a fortress. And we see that radiating goop just, you want to turn them invisible. Another opportunity where if someone came down, they would be able to get a great jump on a player. So it seems they are kind of all alone in the canyon right now, with just Tenny and Godzilla, their teammates. The bottom of this canyon also giving some great loot once you get through the big door. I mean, ooh, some nice little edits there from Avs. They choose to really just start to head out of that basement. Avs, one of the players choosing to carry that Deadeye assault rifle. Probably the best assault rifle in the game this season. Here we see just the vending machines being mysterious, as we can't really tell what's on them while in this kind of spectator mode. Yet, if worth it, we could see the players just make a quick little purchase, as gold resetting has made it usable almost in competitive. Instead of starting with 0 gold like you did in customs, you are able just to, you drop it for your teammates and stuff like that. Just a purple AR and a ton of ammo. It's such a great resource for a team. As we see Avs, Tanner, and Godzilla here try and make their move as they heard that reboot van go off. But so will a dozen other teams, as it is an opportunity when a player gets rebooted to try and take out someone while they are not as geared. As Avs gets eye of sight on this player, they choose to take the high ground with their team. A smart play, but also it gave that other team an opportunity just to fly out there using that wingsuit. Yet still, they're able just to get some nice shots off with that AR, as it is so deadly from range. Again, back to gathering materials. 120 builds at this point for abs is perfect. It's an opportunity to take over a build fight or to turtle around in that end zone. As we start to get in with that closing zone, we're going to see players be forced to fight each other. Teams are not going to be able to run. And there is that max 150 builds for Avs. It's just kind of now helping their teammates get materials and such. Here we see Wave, Frostbite, Insane just hold high ground and try and get in the zone, but also not wanting to let players they know are back get in. So they are going here to move as a team as they are in a fight. Wave getting hit hard out of nowhere, as they were just able for someone to get a quick edit on them, as they kind of have to back off and medkit here, because while being in zone, they are going to take so much damage. We see the same here with Zen. This is where those two healing options come in big for a team. Because look at that. Wave is back up to, was back up to 125 health before storm damage. But they gotta really be careful here, because Storm can do so much damage when this gets to a 2-tick. And while having a good amount of medkits, they're gonna have to really play conservative and use that wingsuit to get in. As we see Frostbite just get a fast knock on the Griddle Lover, as they are almost in a standoff here, with Wave again choosing to use a fast shooting gun and get in, as Zin gets knocked from Famkiz, and Wave down to 3 HP, not going to be able, has to go for it. Ends up getting knocked by Scotty. It really seems that Scotty does know. Yes, I made myself laugh with that one. As we see Frostbite just picking people off here. Famkiz and Scotty just being destroyed. And a little bit of taunting there at the end. As that was a great course of action from Frostbite to take out two top players. Frostbite now, though, having to focus on getting into zone as they are deep in this fourth zone. That wingsuit is going to come in crucial. Not wanting to leave behind any decent loot, though, they are sticking around. Choosing to go with those green meds instead, they are taking off and darting on the best possible route into zone, using that wingsuit to its maximum capacity, as we see with the up and down movements. Yet choosing to land a bit out of zone still and to rotate in just to kind of get any advantage they can, not wanting to just get picked off early by a team camping the edge. Also, a fantastic opportunity to try and reboot their teammates, but it seems the fan is almost blocked, not allowing the reboot to happen. Someone must have rebooted there not too long ago. Frostbite now just in and trying to heal up, as they were in zone for a long time. Storm sickness, of course, always a possibility. now just choosing to use that wingsuit to get in, trying to avoid players really, as they do take a few tags here, losing shield and just trying to dodge up and down, but they are getting kicked out of the air almost. And from range 2, they have no idea who that was. That Chug, luckily though, is a great source of health. They are just choosing to run in now, not really risking the wingsuit, because they were getting picked off with it. But after it recharges, immediately taking off. Taking hard tags off as the shield goes down to 20 HP. They are low. But the immediate box and heal. Not really wanting to risk anything, still getting stuck in zone, though being chased down here, trying to use their quick edits to get this kill, but having to heal at the same time due to those damaging storm ticks. It is really a problem here for Frostbite, as they have to get in zone, and they are trying to with that wingsuit. But will they just get picked out of the air again? They are down to 14 HP and having to use so many materials to get in. Having used so many medkits and a full chug and not being in that IHP, Frostbite is in not a great position here. It's just so many teams also shooting at Frostbite. It's a terrible, terrible thing as we see Frostbite finally go down after making a valiant effort to stay in this game. NSD getting the kill, just immediately hitting that 6-7 for taking off into the air. Rotate in, just being quick, and again we see a large amount of teams, not as many as last time, going into these moving zones. It's going to be interesting because players are just going to start to get pushed together again, which of course is the point of the zone. And here we just see NSD just lasering builds. That's where that difference is in materials. Again, the rotate in, just want to avoid that high storm damage, which we really saw affect Frostbite. NSD not wanting to fall victim too. NSD here just helping themselves get players up on health. Oh, it's me, and now getting people back on health. We just see Slam holding that high ground, and they're just taking off into the air to try and get that early rotate before anyone's really ready to contest, as they go for the rush here on this mountain really being the high point of zone. But Slam just getting beamed for a decent amount of damage, having that chug to get back up though, very helpful. Storm Surge now coming into effect. Slam's team here with 5 kills, well above the damage range. Really should be no problem for them, but having just to play safe because they know there are teams around. They can see teams skybasing at this point, trying to keep that height. As we just see the danger of that now, of not covering your sides, as Slam gets a very nice beam on someone that was lacking a little bit. The wingsuit's coming into effect as players rotate. And now we just see a battle of aim here. Who is going to get the better shots off? As Slam is going for the strategy of trying to almost knock down this team, but they are reinforced well. That metal being so hard to break. Johnny here just with Sky and Sensation using that wingsuit to get in the zone. And this mountain is being contested by everybody right now, as it is the prime piece of real estate in this zone. and having to go around to get to the next zone. You cannot avoid it. It's either in zone around, or you gotta go through everybody over. And with the tick of the storm, there's only one option, as teams are falling so quick to it. We are 17 teams remaining, just below 40 players, as we go into this 8th zone. Now we go from these quick moments of everybody rotating to some quiet. But during this rotate, Johnny just being shot down at, but covering themselves well with that turtle. We see here the choice to use Brick, not wanting to have their builds broken too quickly. Using the low ground here, as it might not be the most popular choice, but it is surely the more secure one, with everybody up on the mountains. Chunk, Ari, and Rapid here, just trying to make their way up. They want that high ground in this final zone, as it is just such an opportunity to be able to shoot down on players. Chunk here rocking the tack shotgun, not really going for that iron, but going for that quick damage strike instead, to maybe try and pick players off during that rotate at fast speeds, instead of trying to edit play their way around for damage. This rotate here being so deadly with all the mountainous areas. I mean, players are having to go up and down and up and down just to kind of stay in. It is amazing to think we have 8 teams in the zone still. 7 teams. Champo takes out Zeal. And Own takes out Rexy. Now Walrus here just trying to pick fights wherever they can. Rapid taking out Ozil. I mean, in this sort of zone, like I said, it is anyone's game. If you catch a player lacking, it is almost a guaranteed kill, as you're in such a small spot. And players like Chunk, who have conserved their builds towards the end, able to make sure they have the cover. 63 builds at this point of the game is so much. Here we see Chunk just trying to pick the kills, as Rapid takes out Faker, Sky takes out Arsh, and Johnny takes out Champo. Here we see Jingle Shrew just on top, beaming down. Just again trying to hold that high ground and not really let anybody make their way up is the plan. It's them. Logert and No Names are just holding that spot, as they are in the final 2 teams here. Logert and Shrew just trying to hold it out for their team here against the team of 3, but they have that big advantage as the high ground, as somebody takes it from them, and they are just being pushed around here now, forced all the way down to that low ground, as Logert takes a lot of fall damage. The teammate goes down, 5 HP, being held in zone, and Rapid just ends the game with Ari holding. Logert in zone there was brilliant, and UMW takes game 2. It's their first win of this final series. And I mean, like I said, this is what teams need to do. They need to wait for that end game. They need to hoard their mats. Because that, ultimately, to me, is what won them the game. The fact that they had more builds than anybody else in that final zone. And it really separates those top players, is the ability to carry materials into that zone. It should keep things exciting with these zones and how safe everyone's playing, and I enjoy it so much. Akron still leading the pack with before game 2 having 624 points, and Concord Maroon on 494. Just trying to catch up, but still well ahead of everybody else, with UPG in third before game 2 having 365 points. Now, just like I said, players are playing it so safe, just trying to get as high up on the leaderboards as they can, and it makes it a delight to watch these endgames. So many players, if you got into a zone like that without movement, you were doomed. There was no saving you, especially if you are low on mats, because of the way you had to go up and down, up and down, up and down. It makes a world of difference. And that's the difference between maybe a more flat area of the map, which there aren't many of this season, I found. This season is a lot of mountains, which is why we have things such as those hot air balloons. But it makes, especially build competitive, very interesting on those rotates, because you are either getting beamed or you are doing the beaming. Teams now just getting ready for game 3. Again, as we see, it is anyone's game here. And teams are just so good at picking out other teams on that rotate. They just, as soon as they see a pixel, boom, they're beaming. And they always are keeping that little right hand peek, using the advantage that they're not always zoomed in. It makes every game so entertaining to watch, because you don't know what team you could be shooting at. You could be shooting at Akron or Concord, and they might choose to rush you. Or you could just take them out like that and say you burn their materials as they try to get up one of these mountains. That's going to make things really, really tough for them. Teams really here just need to play conservative, hold on to those materials for as long as they can, because having those build options in the end to rush up towards that high ground, we're seeing teams bring back guy basing almost, so they don't have to waste materials on covering their sides, being almost the meta here, as this hilly terrain makes turtling very difficult, because you gotta go up. And I mean, when you're in a box, cone on the floor, cone above you, you're using so much to every turtle you go that it puts you in a situation where you're gonna run out of materials. And there's not much you can really do after that. I mean, yeah, as a team, you can hold about 450 builds. If you use 5 materials per 5 builds per turtle, you're gonna run out pretty quick. I think that's something that teams really need to look at and go, okay, do we need this triangle here? Can we get away with a wall here? And I mean, knowing some of the players in these lobbies, you can't get away with really conservative walls because people will be in zone waiting to get you. And they'll be deep in zone. They are kill hungry. And of course they are. I mean, it's points. I think we've seen some really fun matchups in this game early on. Like, we saw Frostbite absolutely take over that fight mid-game in zone. Being able to 2v1 their way out before just getting in zone where they were unfortunate because that zone damage did end up costing them. I mean, teams all around, once it got to such a high 5 tick, there's not much you can do. You can medkit, but it ain't gonna keep you around for long. Again, we saw more ARs this game. Teams choosing to almost try and pick players off from range, but we're still seeing SMGs and pistols, which I find really interesting. I'm one who, I didn't think the pistol was that good, but we're seeing some great teams choosing to use it. And that must be because of the fire rate of it. I mean, that higher rarity pistol definitely does a decent amount of damage. And carrying those dual SMGs, you're gonna shred any build you're close to, and you might just be able to get in that box. And once you're in, you just keep shooting. That's gonna be damage on damage on damage on damage on damage on damage on your opponent. If you have a full clip and you get in their box with an SMG, as long as your tracking is decent, you're gonna do well. And I think teams really can take advantage of that as we get close to entering game 3 here. Teams 2 and up are just, they're hype. They are ready for this game as they are deciding to keep that conservative play and prioritize placement. It is such a joyous thing to watch these teams fight, and the way they move with the rotation. I mean, it is excellent hurdling, and their edits are so close to perfect. I mean, wow. They're so quick. I mean, they don't need simple edit. And while I think simple edit was a great feature for newer players, these players don't need it. They're quick enough on their own. Which just shows how good they are. The fact that they can beat out a game mechanic that instantly edits, depending on where you look. That's skill. That's really, really great to watch. And I think that teams are really prepared for this game. They know their opponents at this point. They are hype to try and take out some of these top teams. I mean, being at the top of this leaderboard, that puts a target on you. And I think that makes things just a bit more interesting. Because, you know, while you might gear off a team or two, there are going to be so many teams that are going to try and take you out. They want to make a statement. And they really would, like, taking out one of these top teams, that's intent. And players are really going to look to try and do that as we prepare here for Game 3. As we are just past halfway through, well, we are at the halfway point of our night, I would like to remind you to like and subscribe if you enjoy this type of content, these competitive live streams, and seeing what the mind of a competitive player in the finals of a build tournament looks like. I am not that player, but we are watching a ton of them. And they are all extremely skilled. I mean, we are seeing players dominate here. I mean, that leaderboard at the top, it's anyone's game still. Of course, we have so many exciting collabs in Fortnite nowadays. We've seen some great skin choices over the course of this tournament. I mean, we just saw Ninjago added today. I mean, Playboy Cardi. We've seen some players rocking that skin. We're getting Kim Kardashian soon, which I'm sure will be a popular sweaty skin in the future, just based on its design. I mean, we have the classics like your soccer skin, your aura, your all one color superhero skin with the skibbity toilet back bling. We have those classics. But, I mean, we are always seeing new skins come into that rotation. And I think we could see a few new, more of those sweaty, competitive, simple skins in the future. Like, I think, well, it is a collab skin. I think that not Playboy Cardi, I think that Kim Kardashian skin is going to be a real skin that we see competitive players using, just due to the kind of simplistic design of it. If the leaks are to be believed on what it is. This Playboy Cardi skin, a really cool skin. I really like that almost samurai-like style he has, where the horns just take over. Of course, in competitive, you don't want to really be wearing big skins like that, but I mean, at the same time, it's fun. It's something that makes this game more enjoyable. And I mean, with these players that we're seeing in this competition, they're gonna play the cups. We know they love playing competitive. They're gonna play the cups to have the opportunity to maybe win some of these skins, which is a really fun thing. As I was saying, I think this season of competitive, extremely balanced, extremely fun. I think loadouts can be different, which I think is something that we've not had in Fortnite in a long time. I think we've had almost a set meta you have to carry in this game for a couple years now. This season is different, and I like that. I like that a lot. teams are really just, they're ready, they're prepped. And it's going to be exciting to watch. I think I'd love a surprise winner of this game. I'm not going to lie. We've had a different winner every single game so far, and I think that's great. That's fun. That's what it's all about. And I think that players are going to be able to take advantage of that. It's this conservative play we're seeing. We're seeing so many players make it to the end zone that even the top players, they get crowded out. I mean, you don't know who you're shooting out at in the spur of the moment. So you're just trying to take whatever kill you can. It is leading to some of these top teams going down a bit earlier and opening up this battlefield for teams to take advantage of. I think with it opening up, it also probably makes this competitive game more fun because it's just more opportunity. You can go for the win, or you could go for some kills on some top teams, or you could go and try and get kills early. There's still so much you can do. And I mean, we're in the end game now. 2 games to go of this entire season. Why not take the chance? Why not try and seize your moment? Write your name in the history books. It's an opportunity. And every player is going to be hungry to take an opportunity. I mean, you never say no to one. That's how you get success. You build it. You know what game mode we're in? Fortnite, Battle Royale, tournament settings, trios, build. And we're in the finals. So players spend all season building up to this. And they're hungry, they're ready, and they're getting absolutely ready to seize their moment. We saw teams with their favorited emotes. We saw that 6-7 emote, especially in game. Just players randomly doing it because why not? 6-7, you know? And I mean, I like that. It's fun. This game's supposed to be fun. I think more emotes like the 6-7 emotes going into the shop is an alright thing. It's today's culture. This map is such an interesting map as well. I mean, there's so much you could talk about. You have the underground areas like we saw early last game. You have the high mountains like we've seen in the end games. And we just see caverns, which are so deadly if you get caught in. I mean, if you get caught in one of those caverns, this is build, so you're lucky you can get out of that, but it's 0 build, you're done for. It ends up being a game changer. And it's part of what balances out this map is that map disparity, because you can go from that high ground to that low ground so quick with this wingsuit and stuff like that. the wingsuit is just part of this season that balances it so well. I mean, teams are able to, as we see, teams are able to rotate so fast. They're able to stay deep in zone yet still get out. It's become a crucial part of the game. You have to carry one. And now we are preparing to get in to game number 3. Players are queued. The bus coming to the stop. And in we go. Of course, early in the games here, we've been watching players just drop in, and we've seen some teams immediately go for kills, but we've seen other teams play really conservative, land on the edge of the map. Speak out to Rexy here early on. Rexy, Seal, and Bebot here just heading towards that edge of map. We don't really see anybody trying to stay that in zone. Not a lot of central landing, which really does open up an opportunity. Here we just see 4 fields almost exclusive to Rexy. I mean, it's not the biggest location, but it's still a decent location to land at, especially with all that golf land around being so open. Teams can really take the opportunity to just go hole from hole, gathering that loot, as we see 2 big pots for Rexy, just immediately gonna get him that shield. We switch to famously unknown. Unknown here, just gonna take a hard hit, lose their shield immediately, take a lot of damage, jump on that rail just to kind of grind away. Still taking tag after tag after tag. 1 HP as they are speeding off, and down they go as Grimes, Vita, and Famously go down to Frostbite, Wave, and Zins. Early in the game, an early confrontation here at Wonky Land. Crimsy here, just kind of getting their materials up. Another big part, a good part of Wonky Land is those materials. You can get a lot of different types of materials here, as there's brick, there's wood, there's a lot of just everything. It is a fantastic place to land on that, and I think it was a great addition this season. As we see Crimsy get up to top health. I think this is such a fun location. I love it a lot. It just screams fun game. Crimsy here, though, is just getting all the materials he can. Fortnite lovers here just a mountain right in Battlewood. I mean, I know we're in the LA ripoff, but the Battlewood side, such a fun location. As just sneaking up on this player up top and jumping up. I mean, extremely fast speed and a great pump shot there. Getting this player extremely low is what we see Fortnite lover doing. So they're just trying to edit it out of this box now. Taking a bit of damage, but still confident here as they go in for the rush. Looters goes down and gets finished by Papa Bear. Fortnite lover now just choosing to play a bit more conservatively now that they're one teammate down. Still confident in their ability to take this fight, it seems. They're not really trying to leave the situation. They're just waiting for that optimal opportunity. Soul here just getting knocked, but again, Fortnite lover able just to get the revive, get their teammate back up. They've got their back. As we see the game just kind of, at this stage, moving a bit slow. Teams not looking to pick each other out so fast. They're more focused on staying alive. If they can get the kill, they're going to go for it, but they're not all in on rushing up, going for it with everything. As it's just who can take their time, who can get the best opportunity, who's gonna break first. We see just the confrontation on the edge of a knife here. As Fortnite lover goes down to Papa Bear. To Papa Bear and his team of Sen and Jack just take out Fortnite lover and his team. 6 kills early in this game for Papa Bear, Jack, and Sen. I mean, when I say playing slow, these guys aren't slowing down. They're saying speed up. They're hungry for kills. They want them points. Next, Geo, just perfect for Papa Bear, as they'll be able to top off. And I mean, when you're playing aggressive, you really need that health. And you need those materials. 114 builds here, 116 for Papa Bear, and I mean, doing nothing but looking to get more as well. As they just kind of rotate towards Humble Hills here. They're playing slow, they're getting health, they're fishing. Not really wanting to make that big of a confrontation with any other team. So we see Dez just knocked Peabot here. Asri down, but Champo and Dez in a fight here. As we see 2 top teams duking it out. Dez, though, carrying a lot of meds here. Just able to get so much health back in a little bit of time. We're seeing these fights take so long because neither team really want to risking going out early. Builds, though, are the big contender. As Dez Champo just choose to lose the fight, to leave the fight, Dez just getting beamed out of the air. Yet again, so many heals. This is gonna be able just to get back up to full health here. They're choosing to kind of wait, see if maybe they can find a med kit or something first off. Yet, they are being pressured, so they are choosing to go back in the zone, which is such an interesting decision. Not a lot of medkits or bandages here, just that 50 on the Chug Jug is going to make things really slow and tough for them. As we see Rexy, Zeal, and Bebot just waiting, kind of, they were pushing around. As we see Concord just trying to get to Akron and get them a bit early to try and close that point gap. They know they have to if they want to take first place. And it's leading to some really interesting fights early on. Because second and first, you've got your two far ahead front runners looking just for someone to end someone's game early. Which, I mean, at this point in the series, one of these teams going out early is going to be all the difference. It is a 130-point gap at this point in this series. Those placement points are going to come in crucial in deciding. And if Concord is able to take out Akron early, they are going to have to take them out early. It is going to be incredibly difficult for them, but it's going to take a miracle of skill. As they are just kind of waiting now, as we see Concord not really looking to push anybody too much. Getting their materials up, get as many as he can. They're waiting. They're preparing. They're going to go for any kill they can just pick off, but they're not going to rush into anything too headstrong. They know they need these points. We just see Rexy beaming right now from 150 meters away before they are choosing to rush. Moving towards this team right with this hot air balloon. I mean, while Zone's moving in on a top half of the map, a very mountainous area, it's going to make things really interesting because it opens you up a lot. As we see just all three of Zeal, Bebot, and Rexy just trying to take out people rotating into zone. I mean, these players are being held at bay. They can't get in zone. And they are just rotating. Edge of zone, edge of zone, edge of zone. Holding players out really seems to be the idea here for Concord. Because they need those kills. They need to make up every point they can to catch Akron. With 2 games to go, it's going to be close. But neither of those teams really looking to take that risk. Neither one wanting to get eliminated early because that could just be the end if they do. Both teams very skillful. We see Rexy just get hit from behind, turn around and laser whoever was shooting him. And now Concord moving as a team here. Just looking to kind of stay together. As they are picking players out that are wingsuiting through the sky. I mean, incredible aim. As we see McGriddle Lover just knocked McGriddle Lover up in the top left. now just trying to get back up to top health, ready for a fight at any moment. But again, not rushing into anything, as those placement points being the main factor here that could end up separating teams. Here we see Steam rocking that new Ninjago skin. Jay, a personal favorite of mine, actually. I think it's a great skin. As they just sit on the edge of zone, in zone. Not trying to use too many materials as they just are rotating through a building. Keeping it slow, keeping a low profile. It's a smart way to kind of get into these late games. Not wanting to take too much risk. We see they could be pushed to a confrontation here. There's just a team outside that door, yet they are waiting to see what really happens. This confrontation pairing. As soon as this next zone starts to go, we could see both teams be forced to move. Depending on where it's to. Forced to move early. As we just see Steam get a nice little quick hit there. And just waiting, really. Taking the opportunity, trying to grab as many builds as possible. Maybe get the upper hand on this opposing team. Here we see Jack just holding this ultimate high ground on the sky base, on top of a mountain. Not really looking to let go, and just keeping pressure on the teams below. It doesn't matter who it is. They're just making sure nobody has the opportunity to go. Storm Surge starts to come into effect here. This team, very well placed, are 1,300, 1,400 above. Though having to watch out for the wingsuiters, as that is a way that teams can get up to them. And they are all around during this moving zone. But it does give an amazing opportunity for teams to get up to that Storm Surge. And this team just to pick off damage and make players use those heals. So we see 2 medkits, 4 fish here for Jack. I mean, they're not afraid of a storm tick or two. Jack getting a nice little knock on Washi through the zone and stuff. Getting beamed here. Losing all their shield. That is the one med that Jack's really missing out on. Would be shield. Thankfully, teammates carrying it. Now we see that army of wingsuiters take off and start heading in the zone as the sky begins to light up with that contrail from the wingsuit. So many players, 15 teams in this moving zone. Everyone having to rotate as the zone fully in storm is making it difficult. But Jack, Papa Pear, just holding that high ground, not looking to let it go. See, this is where that, again, material difference comes into play. The fact it's metal is giving that extra second just to get another build off. For protection. It's not instantly breaking. As we see Jack, Sen, and Papa Bear get knocked down here, but immediately right back up. Having a decent amount of materials due to not really covering their sides during this time because no one's on their height. Now, as we listen, wingsuiters, they're off again for the rotation. Red and blue streaming through the sky. It's just the supreme land movement this season. I mean, nothing compares to it. As we see Jack run out of materials, just short of the mountain connecting the zone. His team there, though, just able to kind of drop something to carry them in. As this zone now so small with 9 teams remaining, it is anyone's game. They're all being forced into each other, yet confrontations happening every second. Someone is challenging Papa Bear's high ground. Jack just comes to back him up and make sure that no one can get it. Going uphill here, as Jack just gets knocked down with 0 builds. It's just about picking shots where you can, edit where you can. What material is yours? What's mine? I don't know. As Sen goes down, and Papa Bear's trying to take anything they can, getting a knock. Now players getting forced into zone on the rotate. As we see Selkin take out Dez, Jack take out Faker. We're down to 3 teams, 4 players. As Jack going on the offensive, 0 builds, yet confident. Just going in, knowing they have more heals, probably, but still confident. 13 kills for this team this game. They are really making a statement. Jack just trying to take out whatever things they can, as the zone ends up finishing it as Azari goes down on the rotate. USF takes Game 7, and we are heading to our final game of the night, with so much to play for still. Point gaps to be made up, placements to be taken. I mean, it's anyone's opportunity. Now, of course, this final game, an opportunity, really. Whoever wins this can stand out going into next season. I mean, the way the leaderboard's looking, it is competitive. There's some teams so close together, yet some flying out ahead. Teams here just waiting. Their nerves, their excitement. It's the last game. It's anybody's game. Just have to make your mark, put your stamp on it. And we can see just anticipation amongst competitors. Teams showing ambition. I mean, we saw Concord go for Akron early in that game to really try and just get those placement points. And yet, Ekron had to flee into zone to escape because they knew they had to stay alive. They knew! And they did! For as long as they could. USF played smart there. They held the high ground for so long, and that's why they got that win, and it was magnificent from them. It is how you play high ground 101. They may not have had any materials towards the end, but they played confident. And they showed why they deserve that win. Anybody can win game 4. It's just who's gonna go for it, who wants it more. We haven't had a repeat winner today. And that just shows the ambition, the want from some of these teams. They're confident. Everyone's confident. No one's going into this game defeated. They know this season ain't over till it's over. Teams will be looking to probably again play for the end game here, as we see these end games just so stacked. So many players getting in. Half the team still in the game for that first moving zone. You're gonna get forced into a confrontation. Everyone is getting forced into that confrontation. No one's left out. You're not seeing any players in this game. The more conservative playstyle I feel this week has made things really exciting. The start of the game might be a bit more slow, as we see probably more targeted attacks. We see teams like Concord and Akron going after each other. We see teams like Kaiser and Fisher going after each other. Early on, teams with a point to prove. Teams are playing more conservative. We're seeing some of these teams know who they want to kill, and they are going for it. Whether it be for the love of the game or for strategy. It's made things interesting, it's made things fun. Brings that competitive nature, and I mean, it's what, well, competitive is all about. Players making rivalries, making moves. It's all for the love of the game, end of the day. Teams will be really looking to make a statement this game. You gotta think, it being the last game, I don't know if it goes as long as some of the other ones. I think players are really going to be excited. Maybe a bit upset at the end of the season because, well, it's the end of the season, but at the same time, you're going to want to come out on top. I mean, even if you don't win the whole thing, winning the last game's got to be something that every player wants to do, and every player in this lobby is skilled enough to do it. There's no one really that doesn't belong here. Every team has showed they belong in these finals. They're all so skilled. I mean, we've seen Storm be a really big factor in these games, honestly. It got a lot of kills in the end game last round because they were just able to pick off team after team after team. And I mean, Storm was ultimately what I believe got that final kill, because going up that mountain, you were having to use so many materials. And it really left teams exposed. USF played really smart that game because they were able just to kind of take their opportunity and use it to the best of their advantage. And they played it well, USF. They really did. They held that high ground extremely well. They played extremely confident. Even when on no materials, you wouldn't know that the way they were playing. Jack was rushing around, looking for any points of damage he could get. And he paid off with the win. The confident play there for me is really what separated them that game. And it did really well for them. Of course, there's, at the end of the season now, some of these players are probably thinking, what next? There's always the cup competitions in Fortnite. Like, we got the Kim Kardashian Icon Cup coming up. That's a fun one, I'm sure. You've got your weekly cups. You have your FNCS qualifiers. All these teams good enough to participate. You just have normal ranked. I mean, all these players are going to go. They're going to take this off season and maybe chill a bit, but they're going to get right back into it. They're going to try and come into next season stronger. They're going to want to make an impact. But, I mean, that all starts tonight. Last game, finish strong. You're going to want momentum going into the spring. So, why not? Why not go for it? And I think that's really what we're going to see this last game. I think we're going to get a lot of early action. Just kind of find who's going after who's going to really want to be that team that takes off. And I like that. I think everything should go into this last game confident. They should go in ready to get those kills. I don't think we see 20 teams in those moving zones like we have in some of these past games. I think we're going to see a lot more open end zones because we're going to see a lot of conflict before that, I think. Unless teams really just try and preserve themselves, wait for that end game like we've seen so far tonight. But with it being the last game, I mean, it definitely will end up switching things up in my eyes because everyone's going to want to make an impact. They're going to want to put their foot down. They're going to want to make a statement. And why wouldn't they? Like I said, momentum going into the spring. It's going to be so important. You always want momentum, and the more you got, the better you do. No, hit harder, faster, stronger, hit better. Teams here still queuing up, just not really wanting the season to end, I guess. Some teams just looking to prolong it, bask in their moments, maybe steal another. They're excited. course, we've seen this season some great plays. One of the great ones we saw was Frostbite's 2v1 before ultimately going down to zone. We saw last game, I think, probably one of the top plays all season was USF, just holding that high ground. Josh staying so confident, ending up what I think really securing for them. We've seen some great material management. Before we get into the last game, I want to remind you all, if you are enjoying this content, like and subscribe and hit that little bell. Who knows, maybe more daily streams coming up. I don't know. We're going to have to ask the man himself. But like and subscribe. Yeah. Season's almost over. Gotta get it in when I can. Take those opportunities, you know? We're just waiting for a few more teams here, as we are really getting towards the end of the season. Well, I say really getting towards the end of the season. We're in the last game of the season. Get hype. I know I'm hyped, as we are starting this last game. All of the teams are ready. They are locked in. They are buckled up in the battle bus. And for this last game, we are going to be joined by Mr. ECAC Fortnite himself. I would like to welcome Ginger Nation. How you doing?
What's up, folks? Today, I think we're going to cast a little bit. Usually I wouldn't do this, but it is the last game of the season for our Fortnite Battle Royale Trios Finals, folks. So I figured I'd hop on. We can spectate this one together, and we can, see some professional gameplay. Yeah.
What do you think of the gameplay so far tonight, from what you've seen?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to pick favorites, but my personal moment for tonight is probably Frostbite's 1v3 against MSJ. That was probably the thing that I didn't expect to be seeing that, and it really showed off for that one, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so right now we're gonna be looking at V Zeal from Concord Maroon, right? We're looking at the second place people. They're looking at a nice clean drop over to Bumpy Bay, but they're getting contested quite a bit.
Like I said, players are really gonna try and seize the moment here, I think. I think in this last game, it's an opportunity for players to make a stand. They're going to want to try and take out some of these top teams early on to try and gain some momentum going into the spring season.
Yeah, I'd be curious. I mean, so right now we're looking at, for our major leaderboard, we're seeing Akron in first place with 790 points, right? And right under them, you have Concord Maroon in second place, previous ECAC winners in fall of 2024. Right, and that was, right now they're in second place with 632 points, and then we're seeing Gallaudet, which was, in my opinion, a surprise third place, but there's a few teams right now that are really fighting for that third place spot to see if they can take home that those medals for their players.
I mean, other than the two at the top, it's a really close leaderboard in a few of those top positions.
Yeah.
We could see a few teams actually, I think, take those higher ups.
I mean, right now we're looking at Gallaudet with 457, UPG with 434, and then Cumberland with 390. We're watching Zeal kind of get third party from the side and Bumpy Bay while he's getting rushed by a team of two. Rexy going down right off spawn.
I mean, this team going down here early would almost end the season. It would just give Akron that victory lap.
Zeal's getting pushed by two players coming up from the top. Their teammate B-Bot's gonna have to come in for that surprise rescue. Hitting that 50 on this
already knocked
Zeal down, Rexy down, B-Bot's alone. B-Bot's running. Let's see where this man's going.
B-Bot just has to stay alive here. Going out.
B-Bot's running down
it's
to
the end. It's done.
running down to the chowder. Is he gonna hide? Is he gonna run? We're gonna see what happens. This is not a heat moment for Concord Maroon. They're gonna have to really pick themselves up off from their bootstraps right here.
I mean, it's all on B-Bot to stay alive here. If he goes down, that's the season over.
Alright, well let's take a look at the team that did this massacre real quick. We're looking at Maxed and Loop. These guys are previous game winners in the first edition of our finals series last week. Maxed and Loop.
Here.
Really quick looking
Just
at my screen.
Bozil here already knocked, but they're gonna get that reboot off right away, and there's not much B-Bot can do to prevent that. I mean,
So this is
it's
actually
gonna take a miracle here.
Yeah, so this is actually a crazy contest because you have Galuday, who's in third place, who contested Concord, who's in second place over at Bumpy Bay. So right now we have Galuday, who got that reboot off, right? So now we're looking at a full team here. Ozil's gonna have to grab some minis, get his loot back, but at the same time, Ebot's still kind of hiding underneath that restaurant. I'm curious to see really what happens here because they're put in probably one of the worst situations that they could be put in right off spawn, especially in a game that's kind of critical to them securing their second place spot.
I mean, there's not much B-Bot can do here, as they're just kind of stuck. They can't move out almost without me. They're gonna have to sneak out because they need these placement points to stay in second. If they even want to challenge for first, they're gonna have to get their reboot off, you would think. And they would have to go get Akron out. Because I mean, this Concord Maroon team is strong. They need those points to catch up, and they just want to stay ahead of Galuday, who really just stuck it to him early this game with that quick rush. I mean, I just think Concord Maroon wasn't prepared.
No, I don't think they were. Let's check out what B-Bot's doing because he's trying to make that quick rotate over to they're trying to get that quick rotate over around to this dock area where he's hoping to get some quick, easy loot, restore that shield.
But he's just got to stay
set himself
ready
up.
here. He's just got to be ready at any moment. I mean, he's on such low HP. That electric could I find so interesting being added to competitive.
Alright, so I'm going to move off him. We can see what some other teams are doing, especially those teams that are going to have those forced rotates into zone. Let's check out. We have Stormzy over here trying to get that quick rotate. Stormzy, of course, hailing from Cumberland, who's currently in that 5th place slot. So they're trying to fight up to that 4th or 3rd slot. If they can get that 3rd slot, they can, of course, walk home with some nice medals this evening. But I don't know. They're going to have to do
Being
well.
held in zone
They
here.
have to do
Yeah, they're going to have to really pull one out here.
Fun fact about one of Cumberland's players, Sykin, is actually also played in the Apex Legends finals. So he's kind of our battle royale extraordinaire on this team.
You got to think though here. Staying in zone's smart, but how long can you? You know, there's that team that you were fighting right outside. They could be waiting for you. I get with wingsuits you can rotate in so fast, but
Well, thankfully, Stormzy
Like,
in this
what we
case
saw
is just, he's stacking 3 med kits. I mean, he can fund his entire team's white health.
yeah, it's just like what we saw with Frostbite.
What's going on here?
He got out well, but he did not.
Okay, so we have SMG
SMG
going in for
deep
a
in zone.
deep zone reboot, right? To try to bring back his team. SMG, who's hailing from UPG, who's in 4th place, trying to get that in-zone reboot to bring his teammates back to try and secure the 3rd place spot from Galuday. This is...
It really seems like the battle for 3rd right now.
Yeah, I mean, all of
And
these...
I really think it's anybody's game.
All of these top teams actually are currently experiencing such a difficult beginning to their match.
it's what I thought was going to happen. I'm not going to lie. I mean, we see teams, like, they want to make a statement. They want to take out a top team. That's the goal here for anyone who maybe didn't place as high, is to kind of put a stamp on this game. I mean, you take out one of those top 5 teams, you're showing some intent there. You're showing that you want to be up there next season, and you are ready. But I mean, this battle for third is so close.
We're watching this. I mean, he's gonna rotate with his wingsuit into the zone, trying to desperately like save the fact that he only has that 34 health. No white meds, by the way.
You got to think he's got to move soon.
But he's gonna have to rotate into this zone, and as you can see on the mini map right there, there's actually 2 different teams that are on that area, so they might get pinched right as they come in.
He's going to come out on... He's really chosen not to really wingsuit in here, and he's going to come out on such low HP, but I really think he's just not going to make it in here. I think he's going to take the knock.
I'm curious if he knows about, like, some elite ball knowledge here, but he's getting rushed by people deep zoning. Hold up. What's going on over here? FSU is getting full-on wrecked
in zone
by
here.
3
Because we saw SMG just got knocked in the top left, and
Cumberland
Johnny...
hunting FSU to try and make sure that team stays dead, stays eliminated.
They are saying you came back once, you're not coming back again. And now we just see these wingsuits. I mean, their impact on competitive cannot be understated. They have made such a difference with rotations. They allow you to kind of play that deep zone, but they also allow you to make those quick rotations on those small zones that we've seen. SMG, Slam...
SMG got knocked
Pico.
in the storm while that fight was just going on when we watched FSU get knocked. So he's right now sitting on equally as low HP. Gonna tank that.
I mean, he's gonna get knocked here again.
He's too scared to go into that zone because there's a team waiting for him in there. That team probably is gonna have to move though with this new zone that just launched because they got a pretty crazy pull and they have to keep running. So with
what does that mean for SMG and his team? Because they're just getting deeper and deeper into zone at this point, and we've seen that like SMG has no white meds. You got to think, how many heals does his team have?
I mean, what it looks like is just they're gonna probably tank both of their. Oh, they have bandages, so it's possible. But I mean, right now Twist is in the best situation. Right now, he's in zone. He's got his whites at about 60, and then he has, you know, almost full shield. Now he's back all the way up to 100 on his white meds. This is honestly, I mean, Twist is in a great
storm play.
It's in a great position, but they have to keep moving.
We just see the players on that mountain. We're just waiting.
They're getting immediately pushed by Stormzy's team. Cumberland is hunting right now to try and eliminate UPG, steal back that third place or fourth place spot. Third place spot, yeah, because UPG's in 4th right now, or in 3rd. But the 6 balls goes down.
SMG getting a nice knock there.
Ooh, but SMG's at the point where if he doesn't get that finish. There it is. Cumberland's down.
Ooh. Big play there. Big play there to take out Cumberland.
Yeah, that's Cumberland's knocked out.
And look at the white meds there. It saves.
Man, that takes Cumberland completely out of the running for top 3. UPG, the person currently in 4th, takes out Cumberland, who's in 5th. Right? Let's go check on D-Bot, see if he's still alive. I'm kind of curious here.
Maybe they got those revives off, I believe.
Here he is. Rexy is now the only member of his team alive.
So deep in zone. They've got the white meds, but
Concord is experiencing the zone game of a lifetime right now.
I mean, it's gonna take a miracle for Rexy to get out here.
I'm gonna genuinely have to go back in a replay to figure out how Rexy came back.
Bebop went down.
And Zeal is still dead.
I mean,
wow. He's got the white meds, but he's
got no team.
He's got no team. He's solo. He's running on 61 builds, 15 bandages, 1 med kit, 50 shield. I mean, this is...
It's going to be a miracle here
You know
for
what?
Rexy.
Let's let him do his thing.
That is a perfect opportunity, though, for Rexy. Look at that zone pull.
I mean, he
It
just got
ended up
right
perfect for him.
Let's check out what these teams are doing, see how their rotates are moving in. Alright, so we're looking at Jers No Man right here, hailing from the brilliant University of... Where?
Wow, picked out of the air there. So much damage done. Just having to land and kind of just get away, but not really wanting to waste those builds is what we see. Jers just trying to really save himself. Trying to almost get to this cliffside with his team so that they really can just block off one side. Not going to make it, though. I'm just going to box up, really, and turtle their way in. Under fire here. They're going to try and fight their way out of this, but on such low health, there was really no chance there.
It's Champo, man. I mean, we're looking at a 55k PR player, right? We're looking at thousands of dollars earned on this video game. This dude is a man signed to a pro team, signed to Vanish currently, playing against some of these semi-pros and collegiate superstars here.
I mean,
it's
a tough fight always, but on that HP, there was no chance.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to glaze, but at the same time, it's a difficult fight, especially with Champo having teammates, man.
Yeah, and that's just that team down. Champo, Dez.
Taking out Wilson College. Wilson College, PH.
As a reason, I don't know, but I mean, wow, look at this kill count. 25 kills.
26 kills.
25 kills. 26. Wow. You got to think they just came into this game to make a statement.
Yeah, I mean it's very possible that Akron could have easily just not played this game and still walked away with the gold. But I mean, they're just playing for fun at this point. They're knocking down, UMW.
I mean, there goes Rapid.
UMW.
They're W-king everybody.
Another team who got that victory today. Sneaky play onto Arley.
Wow, that little gap there, just Champo picked it out perfectly.
That just leaves Chonk Walrus all alone, hoping that he can get away. I'm rooting for him.
Little beam on Champo though. He's gonna have to almost back down a little bit here. Not able to push as much as he would like to, but still just picking out of the air. I mean, we see that scope they are. It is really taking over the meta this season.
Watch this tech, man. He's using those ramps to make it so he can angle his wingsuit better. Unfortunately, his kill that he was going for right there just got stolen from him.
I'd be able just to snipe that loot though. I mean, that could have been crucial loot, crucial builds, crucial ammo for another team. But I mean, Champo, he didn't need it. He took it anyway.
I mean, so we're dealing with Champo and Dez, right? This is Akron Blue. This is our top team, okay? The team that's running at about a 130-point lead, okay? And they're down a player, but even with down a player, they're still dominating the region, okay?
I mean,
they're hitting insane
they're running away
shots.
with it here. They really came in this game and said, we're winning it all, and we're winning this game.
Yeah, what you really need to keep in mind when you're watching this, especially thinking about the scoring, is that the placement points matter, but in this playoffs situation where you're dealing with this is the second series or second set of games in the series for the finals, kills are worth 4 points each, right? So
you got to think of how many points that is right now.
A victory
On Champo alone.
A victory royale is worth 65 points. Okay, if you had no kills. Okay, so they're running at what 28 kills right now. Right, 28 times 4. We're looking at 104 points right now, just for fun. My math's definitely correct, but I mean,
yeah, I mean, just nobody's safe. Look at this.
They've
shot at 3 different teams in the last 30 seconds. Dez picked up a knock out of the air.
Is that Rexy right there? Yes, it is. Rexy getting a knock, meaning his teammates are alive.
Somehow.
How he got out of zone and with his teammates, we will never know. Akron BMing on Rexy, knowing that Rexy was talking some mad smack about Akron in those chats before this game started.
I mean, they would have had to take him out early, but you got to think that just ends the season. That's your
mean-
decider, if it wasn't decided already.
Like, they're going for that quick emote.
And
Not
just
considered
another,
a BM, but they're just
there.
flexing.
I mean, at this point, can you blame them? 30 kills? This is there an ECAC record?
I mean, the ease,
For
the
a
ease of these
playoffs?
players. We're gonna have to take a look right after this game, after we get the full scope of what the leaderboard really looks like. But I mean, they're looking at 30 kills right now. Still 23 players, 11 teams left. I don't know how they're really gonna.
I mean, if there's a finals record for kills, you got to think it's broken by now. They're trying to put their name in the history books.
I mean, they're sitting here playing as a duo. I mean, fearlessly just pushing every.
That's part of the
single player
craziest
that
part
they
of
can
it
see.
is they're a duo. They're going up against teams threes. They're a duo. That doesn't matter. That's part of the craziness of it. And we just see like the perfect cover by Champo. Really, he conserves the mats.
I mean, he's almost mastered the element of precision building, right? He's putting his builds not just to block him, but to make sure that he's like in a secured position while utilizing the most strategic number of materials. Someone's trying for a late game reboot, which
I mean,
is
it would be a
definitely-
miracle to get off.
It's definitely a strategy.
Are they gonna get this?
They're gonna get this reboot.
Well, you gotta think those.
That player's
gotta
gonna
wonder
get
if those
beamed
players
out of the
are gonna get
sky. We
down.
all know the video I'm talking about. He eliminated Zeal, that video in
Oh.
FNCS with the guy at the reboot, and he all gets beams on the sky.
Speaking of Zeal down right there
Zeal is
from
done.
Champo.
Yeah. Dez is stealing some kills
Dez
at the
taking
same
out
time,
Anchovy,
yeah.
but I mean, with this moving zones, like we've seen every game, we've seen so many players play very conservative. This game, not so much. I mean, Champo and Dez, they just wanted to get this over with.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, they're just... Dez is down. Alright, putting Champo in a little bit more of a difficult spot. I think the teams are kind of finally figuring out who they gotta really aim at. Champo at 1 HP, dead. Dead to Napster. We're gonna take a look at some of the endgame teams here who are still alive. Let's take a look at Napster, who got that kill.
31 kills there, but still.
Napster with 1
Fantastic
kill,
shot
the
for that.
only kill being the pro in the lobby. Napster must be absolutely overjoyed with this one.
Can't wait to flex that one later.
Stealing some easy kills.
So we see him just take out Pico there.
Yeah, I mean they're just sitting up here. They got amazing high
High-
ground. I mean they
High
got
ground has been so
full-
important in this entire series.
And look at his loadout. I mean, he's utilizing the spam weapons to try and make sure that they're literally loading him with spam weapons to try and make sure that he can just break every single build that's right below him.
Usually we don't see an SMG in these kind of competitive environments, and we've seen it today. It has really made a difference in just the speed that it can break builds. So choosing to drop down here, interesting
it
play.
is.
They had the materials,
Southern-
but they're gonna not.
Southern Miss taking game 4. That, I think the most interesting part about all of this is that all 4 matches in the second set of the final series had 4 different winners.
You gotta love that. I mean, it really showed how today was anyone's opportunity, and these teams really just took it and made their mark on the lobby.
Yeah, I mean this was a really great experience, and I'm glad that these teams kind of really showed off, especially in that end game. These teams that, especially some of them, really needed those high placement, high placement in the end zone, right? They needed that for their leaderboard spots, and that might just make the difference when we look at the final leaderboard.
I mean, you got to think this also just going into next season is going to give them that little bit of confidence boost to think we won the last game last season. We could maybe win it all this season. I mean,
Yeah,
at a fresh time, it is anyone's game.
to win a game in the finals it just shows that you have the map knowledge, the strategy, the mechanics, all of it. I mean, to be able to do something like that with the most elite set of players that exists in ECAC, I mean, congratulations to all of our winners today, because it was really good. But we're gonna you know, we're going to have Dylan yap for a little bit, and then I can come back to you and I can reveal what our top 3 finals, who actually won all of ECAC Esports' Fortnite Battle Royale finals, alright?
Alright, folks, while Mr. Ginger Nation Jackson here goes off to score up this last game, I'm going to take us through and talk maybe a little bit about it. I think every winner today really showed why they deserve to win. I don't think there was an undeserving winner this series, because every team played really well. And one of the crucial things we saw was that high ground. Those last 2 games especially, without that high ground, you really got to wonder if they win that game. And I think they all played it extremely well. Of course, that we saw a lot of early game there. I mean, Akron Blue had so many kills. While Jackson's got it, maybe he can see and tell us if that was a ECAC finals record or playoff record, because I believe it was 31 kills before they died. Is wow. It's a fantastic game even without the win. Yeah, teams, of course, now season's over. It's all about where they placed, and I think it's going to be the finest margin separating these top teams. Of course, I think we did have probably Akron Blue run away with it in the end, but second, probably down to 10th, I think it's going to be close. And I think really anyone in those positions probably could have taken it. And I think some of that placement will definitely decide, as we heard, because it's the points, but we also did see a lot of kills. That game was a lot quicker, a lot more aggressive than some of the games. We saw teams really want to put their mark, put their stamp on the game. Say they killed this team or they killed this team. And it made for a really fun and entertaining experience. Teams will, of course, though, be looking towards next season to kind of see what the meta is, try and probably secure this map a little more. I mean, map play was huge, I feel, in this series, because they were able to gather that high ground and such, and avoiding those valleys was crucial. I mean, getting caught on that low ground was so it was a death wish, and that is ultimately what probably cost some teams here. So as we go into next season of ECAC, I think players are going to know this map better, and I think we're going to see a lot more coming together early than we saw this series, because everyone's going to be playing for that high ground. I don't think we're going to have a lot of low ground plays next season, because teams are going to know this map better. They're going to be used to it. They're going to vibe with it more, almost. Of course, now that we are done, I am once again going to plug, like, and subscribe. Turn on the little bell. You know, this is probably the last ECA. Well, it is the last ECAC stream for the season. I hope you did all enjoy. I mean, it was great to cast with Jackson towards the end there, and it's been a pleasure to do. I think that it's been very fun and entertaining to watch. This is real competitive gameplay. These are semi-pros, pros, collegiate. It is such a wide range of skill, but it is all extremely large amounts of skill, and every player really showed that they deserve to be here. I don't think there was a team that really didn't. Every team, especially in these last series, put up a fight. I mean, maybe it was the more slow gameplay in those first 3 games, but those final zones were so entertaining to watch. I mean, the way you saw wingsuit after wingsuit after wingsuit after wingsuit after wingsuit after wingsuit after wingsuit in the air, the smoke from them, it covered the skies, because it showed how this meta changes. I mean, there are no shockwaves, it seems, in this mode. So it is the only form of movement, and of course movement's so important in Fortnite. And the way that we see players using it, either building a silo for themselves or doing it under a ramp, it's the tech that we see use that wingsuit, get out of sticky situations, get into new zones that really sets teams apart. And those few seconds that they might be hit, it's an opportunity for a player just to get it. And I think we really saw a lot of creativity this series as well. Like the SMG play, just to spam down and break builds being so crucial for teams. You gotta think that, like, in the future, this may set a precedent of maybe carrying an SMG instead of a second med, or instead of an AR, just due to the way that they were able to break builds so quick. It was impressive. I know that teams, of course, are going to be excited for next season, but we don't know what the meta is going to be, because, I mean, even today we saw huge changes. We saw the electric gun come into the competitive loophole, which I didn't really see a team rocking, which I found interesting. Due to, I feel it probably would have been a bit decent in those turtling situations. The way it can hit through builds, around players, multiple builds at once. And we also saw that Sovereign Shotgun just come into play. I mean, it was just another great option for some of those top players to use. Though the Iron Pump, it is a supreme shotgun this season. One of the best we've seen in a long time, with the way it can just hit that 200 headshot damage. Players really showed out today, and I think it was a great appearance by all. I don't think a single team disappointed. I think everyone really, they played to win, and it made for some great final zones. I mean, the chaos that we saw, that's Fortnite. I don't think there's another game where you can just build up a mountain like that while fighting 6 people all at once simultaneously. It epitomized what Fortnite is, and it shows how far the game's comes since 8 years ago when, you know, no one knew how to build a wall. The meta was just a tower. It's really evolved. High ground, though, still being so crucial. Teams, every team that took place, I think, really impressed. I was impressed, at least, at just the way they played. I think every team kind of this week took a more safe route, which really did end up making those end zones entertaining. But I mean, we still had a decent amount of confrontations early game. I mean, we saw at that end game, Galute go for Concord so early on. I mean, and they caught them by surprise. It really seemed like Concord just didn't expect it. And I mean, the fact Bebop got out of there was very impressive from him, on how he was just able to sneak away. And somehow Rexy, I mean, 10 miles in zone, was able to get out and somehow get his teammates back, which I think is also very impressive. I mean, we saw a lot of zone play. Like, we saw Frostbite's 3v1 in zone. Phew! I mean, when you're fighting in zone, you gotta be so careful, because you can't get low on health. I mean, if you do, it's over, because you're constantly taking those ticks damage. We saw it at one point, just trying to heal. I forget who it was, but it was just trying to heal in zone while being shot at. I mean, there was not much they could do. And it ended up just putting them in a bad situation. But I mean, we saw excellent zone play, and we again saw that wingsuit. I think really was the difference maker in this competitive season towards the end, because of how it extremely changed the meta. You're able to play that deep in zone. You're able to rush a team. You're able to fly through the air to get in zone. You're able to do so much with it. It is the biggest game changer, I believe. Probably one of the biggest meta changes that we've seen in Fortnite competitive history. Every team should be, I think, happy with their performance. I don't think it was a single team that underperformed. I think every team put in a good shot, especially in these finals. Not a single team gave up on it, which I think is great. Everyone really played to the end to really secure that highest placement that they could. Of course, now with the ECAC season coming to an end, competitive players are probably going to move into that rank, try to secure themselves the Unreal if they have not already, with the ranks doing a complete reset this season. I think has given a lot of players a lot of opportunity to either prove they should be in Unreal or to get up there quicker because of the easier lobbies. I think it's been a lot of fun. I think teams here now are waiting with anticipation to see their scores almost. See who ran away with it, who took what position. I think everyone's going to be excited. And now, to finally ease that anticipation, Mr. Fortnite, Ginger Nation.
What's up, folks? Alright, so we did our final score calculations, and our top 3 are Akron Blue with 955 points, Concord Fortnite Trios Maroon with 660, UPG Fortnite Trios with 532. Now, that was our top 3. Placing 4th and 5th were Gallaudet and Southern Miss, okay? Followed by Cumberland, USF, and UMW, then MSJ, Wilson, Kaiser, St. Clair, Fisher over in 13th, Ferris State, Akron Gold placing in 15th, IUE Fortnite, Kaiser Lakeland down in 17th, Bellarmine Fortnite, Ashland Samford, MSUTX, Bonaventure, PSU, MS White over in 24th, Edgewood Rams, ASC, CUW Concord Esports Gray in 29th, BCPU, ECU Tigers, and then Dega and Fortnite Crew in 32nd and 33rd.
I mean, really, though, if you look at this points difference...
Yeah, I mean, if you all are looking at that leaderboard, it's posted in the Fortnite chats and on all of our announcements over on ECAC Esports' Fortnite announcement channel in the ECAC Esports Discord. I recommend you go check it out. Some of the point differentials goes a little crazy.
Yeah, I mean... Looking at that leaderboard, anyone could have taken from probably 10th to 30th. Probably could have, maybe 27th could have taken over. I mean, in the end, Akron Blue ran away with it, but it was an incredible showing by them in the final games. And, I mean, it was really competitive between Concord, UPG, Gallaudet. I mean, that 3rd and 4th battle is so close when you look at it. I mean... You got to think that was anyone's up until that last game.
Alright, but that's about it for what I have. Alright. I want to thank everyone that played. I was watching the entire time. I promise I was the one controlling the gameplay. So, I mean, everyone did terrific. And, I mean, it was quite impressive. And I know that I'm not at that level in builds to be able to play over there. I was playing over back in the Zero Build Finals on Tuesday. But watching over the Build 1 is always quite the show. Alright, but I have to go moderate these Discord chats before these kiddos kill each other. So I will see you all, and I will let Dylan end it off, alright? Goodbye, everybody.
That concludes our showing of the ECAC Build Trios Finals. Congratulations to our winners at Akron Blue. Congratulations to everyone that